Welcome back to the Leadership Momentum Sprint. I'm Isaac Wua, and today we're building one more piece of your leadership foundation. Every day is another step toward clarity, confidence, and unstoppable momentum. Let's jump in.
Welcome to day 13 of our Leadership Momentum Sprint. My name is Isaac. I am your coach and trainer. So today we are going to talk about something really crucial and something that can have a big impact on the performance that you get within your team and your own performance as a leader. This is all about running team meetings. So it's a wide subject, and I have covered that subject in two of my books. The very first book I wrote, Now That I'm a Manager, What Can I Do Next? I believe you can see it. There's a whole chapter on how to run meetings. And then the newest book that's coming out in February of 2026, there's also a whole chapter on how to run meetings. The very first book I wrote in 2022, that's for new and aspiring leaders, and it's for that particular level. And the next one that's coming out is for senior executives, but the concepts are the same. But today we are going to cover a very small segment, but very powerful segment for running your meetings. And that is what I call a 15-second vision opener. And it's all about setting the pace for the meeting, setting the vision for that particular meeting, whether you're going to meet for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or even an hour, you set that pace. So one thing I know is that most team meetings don't fail because people are not smart or committed. They fail because no one has been reminded what actually matters right now. And the key word is right now. We have so many things that are going on. We have to diligently work hard to narrow down to what you are focusing on. Earlier today's some Monday, we had our Monday meeting at 9:45 a.m. Central Time with my team, and we are talking about 2026. And one of the things that came to the surface is that we have built a lot of programs. I do speaking, I've written books. We have programs for new managers, emerging leaders, executives. We have business consulting software and all kinds of stuff. And what I was sharing with them and the team agreed is that of all the stuff we built, we need to narrow down to just the vital few for 2026. And one of the things I mentioned is that in 2026, I want to do less, but have a higher volume, have a bigger volume by working less, be a little bit more streamlined. I want to spend time with my family. I want to be able to spend time either writing more books or traveling. What we are focusing on right now is getting rid of some of the unnecessary details, focusing on the things that make the biggest impact in the industry. And of course, for us as a business, help us make more money. Most of the teams walk into meetings carrying different priorities, different pressures, and different assumptions. And when a leader doesn't reset the room with clarity, everyone defaults to their own version of what's important. One of the things I discovered is that we look at things through the lenses of the things that we are either passionate about or the things that we do every single day. So if you talk to someone who is in marketing, they are likely to look at things through the lenses of marketing campaigns. If you're talking to someone who is in customer service, they are thinking about customer experience. If someone is in operations, they think in terms of being organized and smooth running of the business behind the scenes. If you talk to someone who is in sales, they are thinking about conversions and commissions. And if you talk to someone in finance, specifically the CFO, they are talking about minimizing and mitigating risk, especially when it comes to the financial side. So we all have to get people narrow down to what's important right now and get them on the same page. And that's why we need to reset the meeting. Every great leader starts their meeting the same way, not with updates, not with noise, but with clarity of where we are going. And of course, if you go back to the lessons that we've been doing in the last 14 days, we've talked about clarity a lot. And we said that when you're clear on where you're going, you can move a little bit faster because you don't have to second guess. You get tired a little bit less. That means you'll be able to accomplish more in terms of volume. Great leaders don't just start meetings, they set the direction. Like I said, I'm going to teach you one of the simplest but most powerful communication tools you can use as a manager, and that's the 15-second vision opener. This is a short, intentional message you use at the beginning of a meeting to align your team around three things. Number one, what matters most. Number two, why it matters. And number three, what winning looks like. How does success looks like? And that's it. No speeches, no over explaining, no corporate language, just clarity. Most leaders that I get to talk to estimate how powerful this is. But when a meeting opens without direction, people don't stay aligned for long. They drift into task lists instead of priorities. They react instead of thinking. They leave the meeting busy but not clear. And a vision opener stops that drift before it starts. It reminds everyone in the room, this is what we are here for. And the best part is this, it is shorter and it's stronger. We are talking about only 15 seconds. Is to say, hey, team, thank you for being here today. Our main focus for today is A, B, C. Let's get started. You really reset. So you are able to get everybody to narrow down and converge onto this one thing that we are focusing on. We did that this morning. Again, it's something that we are practicing. And for us, it was, hey, we are relaunching the very first book I wrote. Now that I'm a manager, what do I do next? So for the next 28 days, that's going to be one of the main focus. And then after that, we have a new book coming out in February of 2026. So there are two main things that we got to focus on. And then we get into the weeds of it. What is the operation manager going to do? What is the social media manager going to do? What is the automation and systems manager going to do? What is the sales guy going to do? What is the relationship manager going to do? What am I going to do? And we all work together towards that one goal. If your message cannot be remembered, it cannot be acted on. If it cannot be repeated, it won't create alignment. And if it doesn't sound human, it won't land. And we said last week in one of the lessons, you need to sound human. You need to make sure you can create a direct path between you and the people you are talking to, between your message and the people, so you can pass that message easily and get results faster. A strong vision opener is short, it's simple, it's repeatable, it's memorable, and it's directly connected to the real work your team is doing. When you think about the first 15 seconds or 30 seconds, if you want to extend, it's not about motivation. It's not about orientation. You're not hyping people up. You are pointing them in the right direction. And when leaders consistently open meetings this way, something shifts. Focus sharpens. Conversations get cleaner. Decisions get made easier. Energy and momentum builds. I was working on the chapter for the multiplier leader. That's the name of the new book that's coming out. What I established is that a lot of meetings do a good job setting out an agenda, doing a lot of discussion and agreeing on what needs to be done, but they never get down to ownership. Who's going to do what? They never really get into specific decisions. So in our case, we talk about, hey, what are you focusing on this week? And what are you committing yourself to do this week? Then on Friday, we review again and figure out, did you get these things done? What can you do right now to make sure it doesn't go to the weekend undone? So that come Monday, you're going to have a light week. And again, Monday, we look at what did you commit last week and did you get that done? And it has nothing to do with micromanagement. It's alignment. It makes work easier for every single person. I don't know about you, but in our company, everything done is connected to everything that someone else is doing. It's all connected. If I create content, when I'm done with this video, someone is going to edit, then someone is going to distribute it, then someone is going to watch and see if it meets the quality on the back end. Then we are going to look at some metrics. And that's just a very small thing. If I do a workshop, we need to have workbooks, we need to have books shipped, we need to have a room prepared. So there are so many people that are involved. And of course, there's a sales guy who's going to sell that particular workshop. So everything we do is interconnected. And that's why we have to be aligned. And that's why we got to have a very simplified 15-second opener so we get on the same page. As always, I have created a short worksheet that you can download somewhere underneath this video that you can click and download the worksheet. This worksheet is going to help you to craft your own 15-second opener and use it week after week. The cool thing is that after you craft it and of course discuss with your team and you agree this sounds like us, you can use it week after week and it's just going to get better because the more you do it, the more it becomes second nature to you. You're going to use the worksheet to refine your message, test your language, and make this a leadership habit, not a one-time exercise. But here's what matters most. When you craft your 15-second vision opener. You're going to use it to refine your message, test your language, and make this a leadership habit, not a one time exercise. But here's what matters most: use it for your next meeting. Say it at the beginning. Repeat it when the conversation drifts. Close the meeting by pointing back to it. This is how great leaders create rhythm. And this is how alignment becomes a discipline. This is how teams stop reacting and they start moving towards clarity. When you do that, everything else is going to follow. So let me share with you the worksheet. Here is the worksheet I have for you. And as I said, section number 1, you're going to ask yourself, what's the focus for this week? Choose one priority. Section number 2, why does this matter? Connect to performance, quality, impact, or teamwork, whatever you're focusing on. Section number 3, what does winning look like this week? And that's a key question to ask. What needs to happen for us to know for sure that we succeeded? And you can only do that if you have a very specific goal that you want to accomplish as a team, but also as individuals. Section number 4, write your 15-second vision opener. Use simple human language. So let's say I'm a service manager for a plumbing company and I'm getting together with all the technicians on a Monday morning to talk about the week. And I'll say, thank you so much for being here today. I really respect you for showing up early. It's 7 in the morning. I hope you got your breakfast. Now, today for this week, we have so many things going on, but the main thing is to stay on top of the schedule. It's going to be a busy week. When you get a call, make sure you respond. If you have any question, call the office. If you can't figure out anything, call me directly on my cell phone. Let's get to the discussions. So that's a very simple 15 to 20-second opener for the meeting that you can use. And that's for a plumbing company. That can be applied to a financial company or an engineering company. It doesn't matter what you do, a coaching company like ours. So you just need to craft a simple but powerful 15-second opener. That's it for that exercise. So as we wind up our lesson, allow me to say that I really appreciate you and I respect you for being a leader, number one, and being the one who carries the burden, being the one who is the first one to show up and the last one to leave, being the one who got to have the answers, being the mediator between the top management and the employees, and being the one who stands in the gap to help people. I really respect you for that. But beyond that, thank you for allowing yourself to grow as a leader. Thank you for trusting me as your coach. And as we continue with this leadership momentum sprint, I believe you're going to grow. I believe you're going to advance, and I believe you're going to get better results. So stick with us, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next lesson.